Welcome back to another episode of the Dress Code Podcast. I'm Ashley from the Stylish Local. This is Bruhman from a Fifth Flow.
Oh, you gonna let me introduce
From the
myself?
Fifth Flow? No,
No.
I'm introducing you for you.
There you go. All right, cool.
I will let our special guest introduce himself, though.
Oh,
What's your name?
absolutely, absolutely. First and foremost, it's a pleasure to be here at the Dress
Thank
Code. You know what I mean?
you.
Thank you for the invitation. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor, honestly. I'm Kenzo, founder and designer for Cide Clothing USA, based in Brooklyn, New York.
Hey,
There we
got
go.
a Brooklyn boy in the house.
Yes, Brooklyn, we running the world. You feel me? Now, do you want to start by getting into this jacket that he got?
No, we
on
gotta
right
talk
now?
about the jacket. I feel like the jacket deserves its own moment before we get to you. And
Before
no
we get
shade,
to-
right?
Thank
But it's
you,
just like
thank you. Thank you.
jacket.
the jacket is low key the star.
We bought that jacket.
of the show
Macy's,
right
my
now.
brother.
This is actually one of my designs, and I'm one of my many designs.
Yes,
Yeah.
clutch the invisible pearls.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, this is just a side leather jacket. You know what I mean?
The jacket is fire.
Suede on the inside. We probably get something like BTS
Ooh.
and show it close
Yeah,
up later on,
absolutely.
you know
We
what
have
I'm
to.
saying?
Got to get the outfit of the day details.
But like you said, exactly what you said. The jacket is the star of the show. So when I'm designing and creating and in my element, that's exactly what I'm going for. I need when you step into a room, people at least want to know who you are, what the hell you got on,
Absolutely.
and you know what I mean. So here that is like perfect because that's exactly what I intend to do and what my intention is when designing. I'm very intentional when I'm
I was
doing
about to say,
it.
we love an intentional man. We
Oh
love
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Go ahead, Ashley.
No, for real. Like, and not even just in dating, but like with everything in life.
Yeah.
You know, and
You
this
have
jacket
to.
is very intentional. Like, I'm
Oh,
just looking
yeah.
at the cut. I'm looking at the choice of like fabric that you chose.
yeah.
What kind of leather is this?
It's just a suede. Oh, the leather.
Yeah, the leather.
You could call it vegan leather,
Okay.
python leather, safety.
Okay.
Um,
And then you said it has a suede lining.
yeah, I love suede. I like.
Oh.
I pay a lot of attention to detail. So not only on the exterior, but I want the interior to be, flawless as well.
See,
So
this is something that a lot of people don't do. They do
Oh,
not
yeah.
pay attention to the inside of a garment, and it drives me crazy. I very rarely like a garment that's unlined. It has to make sense for the garment not to be lined. But is the inside printed? Am I bugging?
no, inside
suede?
fully suede.
Is it-
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was printed suede for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Oh, no, fully
but
suede.
either way, right? The inside of a garment is just as important as the outside.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot to do with how it fits, how it flows. Also, for women, when we're getting dressed, what are we gonna wear underneath? How does this work? You know what I'm saying? So just like his attention to detail off bat, absolutely love it.
Yeah, and
Absolutely
and
love
also the comfortability. I honestly like if I have a creation in my mind, I don't spare any expense for it. If it's fabric, because
Talk
if it's
your
$100 to make it look like $1,000, then I'm gonna take it there.
I love
you know
that.
what I mean?
I love that.
And that's just what I'm doing.
I love
yeah,
that.
definitely. As you guys go through the Instagram or the page or check my story, you can see like a bunch of different pieces. This ain't even my favorite one.
He said,
Oh, he's saying it right.
and that is one thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pieces. So one time I had the privilege, I had to pull up on him, and I just wanted to. I forgot what I even went up to the studio for. I wanted to chop it up about something, and when you actually get into, honestly, I'll take it a step back. When you look at probably a lot of other designers, they're probably just sitting at Kings Plaza Mall, bag of T-shirts, talking to homie downstairs and saying, yo, I want this, that, on that, and I'm going to sell it to these dudes for like $70. When you actually, this is probably one of my first times actually going into like, and I'm going to be respectful when I call this now, when I went into this fashion house, because this is what it is. This is a house. This isn't for play. Cide isn't for play. And I seen that with my own two eyes. And just watch how much attention to detail him and his partner his partner who was in there with him. You feel me? Real meticulous with everything that they was going over for this shirt, for that. I saw somebody had messed up on a shirt, but it was a slight imperfection. Throw it out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pick it up on it. If you would have gave me the shirt,
You wouldn't have known. He knows, though.
Yeah.
he knows.
Absolutely.
He knows there was an
'Cause
imperfection.
that's his vision.
Yeah.
And that's how you can tell the difference in somebody who's very, it's bigger than the style. This is the lifestyle. It's bigger than just the fashion. This is the lifestyle. You feel me? Because I love the art so much. And that's what a lot of people do. They lose the art. They lose their love for the art
Absolutely.
of things. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Because everything you do is art.
It
You
should
feel
be
me?
considered art, absolutely.
When you do if just doing a podcast, this is your
Yeah.
art.
It's art.
This is
So you have to be very meticulous with your art.
To jump in on that too, and I'm glad you noticed that as well. But I'm just a firm believer in, how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you
That's a
slack
good
off
one.
at this, you'll slack off at anything you do in life. And I tell
You
my
just
kids this
dragged
all the
me a
time.
little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. Hold on. I'm gonna have to
Take it
clutch
that-
my
told him I was
pearls.
gonna take
You
it.
gonna take it then. Get it.
Oh,
I'm gonna get
okay.
in your ass, boy.
So, you know what I'm saying? With little things like that, because if you let that slide, your tolerance for it would just keep going. All right, so we let this slide too. We'll let that slide too. And then everything's sliding now. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking split splash.
So you wanna, just get on that right away. And like I said, man, how you do anything is how you're gonna do everything in life, yo. That's just how it
Absolutely.
is.
That's a
and
very
and
good
and,
one.
and we want to bring that value. We don't want it. I don't want it to just be just another clothing brand, a t-shirt brand. I really like when I'm creating a garment. Like this is gonna change somebody's life. Like this is going to get them introduced to the people that they want to be around.
Did you
like
hear that
this
word?
is what I'm.
That's
This
the
is
attitude
the
you have
yeah.
to
You know what I'm
have.
saying?
Garments.
Yeah.
So that's just the mentality behind the brand. That's why it's no doubt in my mind that the brand will be successful. Because
already
the
is. What are we
Foundation,
saying?
yeah, the foundation of it is just based on high principles and morals. You know what I mean?
Well, so for
Yeah.
the people who are not familiar with Cide, how long has the brand been around?
Oh yeah, let's take it
Yeah,
there.
let's get into that.
This started in like late 2016, early 2017 is like when it really went official.
Okay.
Literally, I started this with one sewing machine and like literally no sewing experience. Shout out to YouTube.
Yes,
cut that
YouTube
check.
school.
I had a friend that was a little bit into it. It's weird now because when I first like heard of like people sewing, you know what I mean? I don't want people to judge me or take this the wrong way, but really and truly anytime I thought about sewing, I just thought about like my grandmother, some old lady hunched over a sewing machine sewing. I never saw
That's valid.
another male around my age sewing. So that was like the epiphany for me. So when I saw that, I was like, whoa, hold up, wait. And you made what? You could like, you could really do like whatever, create whatever. So it like clicked in me and I was like, if I could get this right, I could really go far with this. Like literally that was burning it. That was coming inside of me because I was already a creative person. I was shooting music videos for artists and stuff like that. And I was successful in that too. Even if you look at some of my videos, it'll stand out from the rest. And that was like 5 years ago, even now. But I was just messing around with the sewing machine and I would make something for myself, just practicing because I wasn't comfortable enough to sell anything to someone else because I didn't want an imperfection on it. And
okay.
I was just wearing the pants and they had plenty of imperfections on them. But I like them, because once you create something, that's like your baby. You feel me?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's like, all right,
Baby.
I'm going outside with this and we're going to get jiggy with this, da, da, da. And then one person will come up to me, yo, where'd you get those pants from? Like, these? Yeah, I made these. Like, da, da, da.
Yeah.
Yesterday in the city. With homie with the hat.
Yeah.
I went into that. Another person. Like it'll be like if I wear them out to a public place, it'll be at least 3, 4, 5 people coming up to me asking me about the pants. And one person was like, "Yo, how much for them?" At this point, I was like, "Oh shit, how much? He wants to buy shit?
Right.
$150." I was just thinking $150. I don't know. Like let me see if he like
Let's see if he bite the bait.
Right.
And he said, "Sure." He sent me the money before I could set
Wow.
anything up or anything. So it was like automatically, I'm the type of person, if I have your money in my hand, I feel like the pressure's on me. I gotta get
Absolutely,
you.
same, me too.
Because your credibility is everything. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Especially in this. So I definitely got those out to him. And then, my beautiful wife, who she saw that I was making these pants and stuff for men and they were doing really good. She was like, yo, why don't you make something for women? And I was like,
See how women think?
yeah, for real. Because this opened up a whole new door for me. So she was like, all right, make something for women. And at the time, I'm thinking like, oh, women come in so much different shapes and sizes. Like, I don't even know how to approach this. And, I just said, you know what? I'm just going to jump into it. If I make a mistake, I'll learn from the mistake and I'll just keep going. Like, it is what it is. What's the worst that could happen? I made these pants. They had like Janice Dickinson. At first, I called them Side Chick Jeans because the name of the brand is Side. And I was like, these are for the chicks. So Side Chick Jeans. It was so crazy.
Oh my God.
I got backlash from like 50% and then the other percent loved it. Like,
The 50% was probably side chicks.
some
It's
were
a
main,
beautiful
some
play
were-
on words, if you ask me.
Some were main chicks too. But yeah, that's what I thought. I
It's a
just thought, yeah, this
beautiful
is
play on
a
words.
lovely play on words. Side Chick Jeans. And really and truly, the meaning of Cide is to kill it. So it was like killer chick jeans. I wasn't thinking of like in the perspective of like a side chick. It was just killer chick jeans, really and truly. So,
That's dope.
anyways, I make the jeans and stuff like that. I put them on my wife. My wife's like, "Oh my god, these shit are so beautiful." But to me, I'm like, "This is all right. I could do better than this." She's like, "Give me those pants. I want to put them on." Yo, literally, compared to the men's pants, if she wore those out, like 20 people. Where'd you
That's
get those jeans?
crazy.
Where'd you get And I'm talking like from ages 16 to like 65. Where'd you get those jeans? Where'd you get those jeans?
Not
Where'd you get
60-year-olds
those
want to be side chicks.
60-year-olds. I swear. And I dropped them online. Yo, I started making orders. I seen orders coming from Botswana. I'm on Google. Where the fuck is Botswana?
Botswana?
Where the fuck is Botswana? That's how I was. I was like, where the
This shipping fee about to be ridiculous.
That's
Yeah, that's why I was like, I was having, a few days later, Kuwait, an order from Kuwait,
That's crazy.
New England, Japan, Russia, all over the world, and
That's
stuff. Italy,
dope, though.
everything like that, like started ordering. I'm like, and of course in the U.S., all 50 states, without a doubt, all 50 states, and it was just going crazy, and I just sat there to myself. I think I made like the most I made was, I don't even want to throw numbers out there, but I made a lot, like 5 figures or whatever.
I like him.
All right, I'll be honest, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a journey, you know, and I'll make more someday or one day. Yeah, I'll beat the old records. But the most honesty was probably like around $40-something thousand in 1 month from selling clothes.
in
Yeah,
1 month when you
yeah.
first started,
No, this was some
or
years.
just
This was
okay,
subsequently.
okay. But
of, like,
honestly,
going
that
hard.
some people don't even make 40,000 in a year.
Yeah, I know, but my goals was like real high. I'm like real hard on myself sometimes.
you sound like
that.
me.
But like I said though, I'm going through
For
the
sure.
journey and I'm enjoying it at the same time.
Mm.
But once I started, even before that, I would make like $8,000 a month off the brand and stuff like that. And I was like, shit, yo, I just made like, damn, I can
Right.
mad fucking money just making clothes, and I'm chilling. And it just growing and growing and growing subsequently into the 40K, and I just had the epiphany, and I once again, and I was like, yo, like all I have to do is keep my foot on this, and I'll be one of the greatest in the world. And I knew it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I
Because
just knew it.
honestly, as you keep going, you keep perfecting your craft, right?
Exactly.
You learn better ways to do things, new ways how to do things. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
also, I feel like if you're also being inspired at the same time, it's just going to be a constant flow of new things for you to put
Oh,
out.
yeah.
And then that's just more money.
feel
More
like that's what
money,
hinders
more
me.
exposure,
Mm-hmm.
you know, more clientele. So I feel like honestly, that's really what it is when you like have or anything that you're trying to do, not even
Oh,
just
yeah.
clothing. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's that
anything.
consistency.
You apply it to anything
Yeah.
you're doing in life.
I feel like that's one of the things that hinders me the most, and it probably hinders a lot of people too. Is that
Consistency?
not
That is the bane of my existence.
Oh, goddamn. That was a shot. Heard you. But no, it's not consistency. It's also, you said you was willing to, you knew you was going to be the best one day, but you was willing to grow as you go at per se. You feel me? You
Oh,
was willing to
yeah.
grow as you go.
Yeah.
My thing is, I'm so hard on myself. I need to be perfect
Right now.
now.
Right now.
I need to be perfect before I even start. So there is no room for growth. The only thing to do is to maybe get better and get more ideas.
Or beat
but
myself up.
it can never get more better in my head than what this is right now. I don't allow myself for mistakes, you know, because I guess I'm hard on myself. I don't want to hear too much chastising or too much ridicule or people, you know, people coming in like, that was da-da-da-da, oh, you gave me da-da-da-da-da. It's like, and we do that a lot. You know, there's a lot.
That is me.
Let's
This
talk-
is tea.
There's a saying for that. I want
It's
you to
rough.
continue.
Yeah.
But I just want to say before I forget about it, it's called spiritual bypassing. And a lot of people in the African, you know, community, because I just believe in one Africa, you know, Pan-Africanism. So throw that out there. We're one people.
Got you.
That's it. In the African community, it's spiritual bypassing because a lot of us are kings and queens. We definitely are, but a lot of us don't want to put in the work to get there. Or we beat ourselves up too much to the point where it's like, if I can't be king, then I can't be nothing. Or I'll settle for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that holds us back as a community so much
Absolutely.
because, you know, everyone has the potential to be exactly what they want to be. Not everybody needs to be a king and a queen everybody does play a part in success.
Not him taking me to church on Thursday, child.
I thought I was going to take it
just-
there.
Because literally between what Bruhman said and what you just said, that is everything that I struggle with.
Yeah.
The perfectionism and wanting to be perfect before you even start and not
Oh, yeah.
allowing yourself to grow. How do you start here, right? So where
Yeah.
do you go from there
Yeah.
if you're already at the top? And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
my main problem is because I have a vision. So if things are not coming out how I see it in my vision, I deem it as not good enough. Where it's just like, okay, Ashley, but if you start somewhere, you allow yourself to grow in whatever it is that you're doing, your vision will probably, what you have in mind right now.
Minuscule compared to what you could be.
Exactly. Exactly.
You can't even see how big it could get.
I have no idea
thinking
because
like
I'm stuck
this.
on this
Yeah.
picture when there's a big ass picture
could be
that I
bigger.
need to be focused on, but I can't even allow myself to get there.
Yeah.
And there's so much windows of opportunity with that. With also being, you ever said like nobody wants to talk to a know-it-all because it's like, what can I tell this person? What can they learn? You feel me?
Everyone can learn something.
I can learn. Nobody, but some people, I don't even want to say nothing to you because you know what? You come across as you know everything, so I'm not even willing to give you any more knowledge.
Yeah.
So if you're already setting yourself at the intentions of not being prepared to be slightly imperfect, there's somebody out there who's willing to see that slight imperfection and say, yo, bro, if you do this and you do that, you'll get there. You feel me? So I'm only thinking being perfect right here. Like this is my bar for perfection. But if I start imperfect here, somebody's gonna see this imperfection here and say, yo, bro, if you do this in the mid, you're gonna this is your new ceiling. And all you're doing is just quickly elevating and growing.
Oh, yeah.
You feel me? Just by being able to receive, because sometimes with starting off so perfect, you're mentally and spiritually not even allowing yourself to receive criticism, to receive receive not also criticism, to receive improvements, receive help and things of that nature.
Right.
So I feel like we probably got to start a lot of people have to start jumping out the window more, and for lack of better words, fuck up.
Try. Yeah, try.
That's how I
Try
feel with the podcast.
and fuck up.
That's literally how I feel with the podcast. So the first 2 episodes, family and friends watched it, and people gave like their constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And for me, because I already know what I should be doing or what I think I should be doing or how I want things to look, whatever that wasn't that way, and somebody told me, I was like, I already know. I already know. Like, you don't even have to tell me. I already know. But I still wanted to hear it because different people see things differently, right? We all have different perceptions. So, and it wasn't negative feedback at all. And it was things that, I said, you know what? I'm new to the podcast space. And so this is going to be a learning thing for me. I have no idea what this is like. This is my first time sitting down in front of a bunch of cameras with a mic in my face, interviewing people. This is going to be a learning process for me. I have to allow myself to be here and be okay with being here so that I can get here. Like, it's nothing wrong with that.
It's a journey. You can't get to the top of the stairs from the bottom of the stairs. You got to step on every
climb.
single step.
Exactly.
You got to go through that crushing, that agonizing, the tears, the blood, the sweat, the loss of friends, the loss of family, every single thing. I think just in 5 years, I've experienced like damn near all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like you said too, some people, when I talk to some people do may think subconsciously, at least I think, that like, okay, this dude thinks he knows it all or whatever like that. But it's not that. It's just that I went through a lot of stuff. I had to change who I was as a whole entire person.
Oh,
I had
yes.
to start reading books. You know what I'm saying? I was reading more books than ever before. It's something that I regret not reading books when I was like freaking 5-6 years old, because you could learn so much in books that you can't learn on a day-to-day. You can learn from somebody who's 70, 80, 90 years old. You know what I'm saying? The number one thing I say and why I respect my elders is because I'm, let's say, 19 right now, right? And I'm talking to this 50-year-old man with 2 kids. He could tell me what it is to be 19 years old. I can't tell him what it is to be 50 years old with 2 kids. I just can't, no matter what. And when you get to that 50-year-old with 2 kids, you're going to be like, damn, he was absolutely right. Because certain things are just the same. Certain things are just consistent. When you go through ages, it's just consistent. It ain't change.
I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Boy.
I've never thought about that. That's
Everything
a really good
that my father
think about it.
taught me,
Yeah.
everything that my father used to tell me when I was younger, goes in one ear for the most part, goes out the other. Sometimes you just look at your parents as professional bullshit.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
as I started progressing
fun
through
place.
life, every single thing he said, it happened. So say it, so be it. I'm like, damn, I don't even like this nigga. But Jesus Christ,
And
he
you
hit the
start
nail
thinking
on
how
the
much
head.
time you would have
Yeah.
saved
If you
not
would've just
making those
listened,
mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But then also, what happens to your journey now? Because you don't really, you don't grow. You don't
Yeah.
have the experience.
I feel like you're gonna still hit bumps in the road on the
Absolutely.
journey, no matter how perfect you try to do it,
Yeah.
and no matter how open and susceptible you are
Yeah.
to it. You're still gonna, you feel me,
Yeah.
get along. There's still gonna be some bumps along the
Yeah.
road for
Life is gonna life. No
Life is
matter what-
life
no matter-
is going to fucking life.
Yeah,
Life's
life is
very
gonna take it
often.
there. So no
You
matter
feel me?
what it is, you're gonna go through some stuff that you never even thought would happen. Like it just happens, yo. It
I
just
have a
straight up
question for
happens.
you.
Absolutely.
So, before you even got into this industry, what were you doing?
Okay. Beautiful question, by the way.
Are the statute of limitations
all right,
up?
I'm gonna start like around right out of high school. I always been a person that I just had to be doing something. I don't care what it is, positive. As long as it's positive too. I ain't going to jail.
You sound too cute.
It
for
got to be
jail.
positive. So after high school, I joined the military.
Oh, okay.
That was amazing for me. I was young as hell, like 17, and I was driving a tank. And when they went out in Pennsylvania, and immediately, you know, I knew that this is not what I wanted to do. I kind of was the type of kid in school who like drew all day and, you know, did creative stuff.
Very
And I was shooting music videos and stuff like that right out of high school as well. So I was doing that and stuff like that, but I'm thankful for it now because it gave me the structure, it gave me the discipline, and maybe not right away, but eventually it did, to really apply these skills to anything. And they used to say that too, like, you know, if you apply these skills to anything you do in life, you could be really successful. And I used to say, you know, whatever, like, who am I going to stand up like this? What the fuck is you talking about? You know? I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know, young and dumb. So I was in the military. I actually deployed to Kuwait when I was super young too as well. And it really, really, really put me in a place where it was like, all right, I'm one of those dudes doing things I don't want to do for money. And I never wanted to be that. So I was like, all right, when I get the next opportunity, once I leave it, because you couldn't leave.
Yeah.
Once I get out of the desert, no matter what I do, I'm going to go hard with it. Like, I'm gonna go hard. Like, I don't care what it is. So I got out and I was going hard with videography and photography. But not to discourage anybody, but I felt like the influx of like DSLR cameras came out, and then everybody became either a photographer or videographer. So it was super hard. Plus, I was thinking on how can I monetize this if I have to shoot a video in Brooklyn and somebody wants to shoot a video in like Canada or California or something like that. I would need like 10 of me. So I started thinking, all right, how can I take my creativity into something else where I can monetize more and probably be a little bit more stationary, you know? Because one day, I mean, I'm gonna have kids, and you know, can't run around shooting videos for rappers. So, right? Dreams, right? So I was like, yo, let me start. Let's just try to sell some clothes. So I started first with my partner Keem. Shout out to Keem. We started this brand called Aura by Nature. And quickly learned this is going to be expensive. This is going to be very expensive. So to get a sample for a shirt was like, yo, lady in China wanted like $150 for like 2 or 3 shirts or something like that. I'm like,
And you didn't even get to the manufacturing part.
yeah, that's like
crazy.
just a sample of it. And then it's like, all right, if we get this and then people don't buy it, or, you know, because in designing and creating, you may think like this is hot, but somebody else might think this is not. Or you might think this is all right, and somebody might think this is everything. So it was a lot of risk involved and a lot of hard work, but I knew what it would take. And I was like, you know what, let me just stick to this. I'm feeling it, but I was still shooting videos and stuff like that. And then it wasn't until when I learned how to sew and I started Cide, and then the name just like was stuck to me, and then the meaning behind it, and the positive feedback I got, like from thank God this happened too. First of all, I was a different kid back then. I was a different mindset. So thank God this happened, because like the first week that I put stuff out. Like I was creating, and then I put out like 10 pieces or something like that. Thank God I made like $1,000, I think, that month. It might not seem like a lot because you're like, oh, $1,000, but to me that was everything. That was like, if I can make $1,000, I can make $100 million. Because I was like, who I'm from? Nobody knows who the hell this brand is from, where it's from, and they're buying shit online. You know what I'm saying? And before then, that was before marketing and all of that thing. So this is just showing it up on Instagram, people genuinely liking it and buying it. And because of that first $1,000, if you could reach that $1,000 doing anything in life, you can make $100 million, honestly. And
that's the mindset you have to have.
You have to have a winning mindset. I don't want to throw names. I'm dealing with, I try to motivate people sometimes, and sometimes I get it. It could be discouraging. You know what I'm saying? I got a dude that's really good at certain things. You know what I'm saying? Really, really good. And I just tell him, like, yo, put your head to this shit, and I swear you could be one of the greatest, you know what I'm saying? In music and stuff like that. This dude is really, really fucking talented. And sometimes just, psych yourself out sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And with the community too, sometimes people could be like, they could downplay whatever you got going on, and that could discourage people too. And I understand that, because people could be like, all right, well, it's not like this, or it sounds like this, or I wouldn't write, you know what I'm saying? And you don't got $1 million yet, and you ain't got it all figured out, and you this age, and da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? All these pressures can come at you, but you gotta like realize at the end of the day, most of that shit is those people's insecurities speaking.
They're projecting.
Nothing to do with
They're
you.
projecting.
Because if you meet
Absolutely.
a person that genuinely loves themselves, they wouldn't say anything negative to you, because they're so in love with themselves. They don't have time to be negative towards you.
Well, I'm so focused on me. I don't know nothing about
it. If anything, they probably might be the type of person who want to promote you feeling the same way about yourself.
Exactly, because
You know what I'm saying?
that's through their insecurities.
Exactly.
But like, I'm so glad I learned that from a young age, and I teach my kids that all the time. Like, usually what people got going on is what's going on in their own head.
Yeah.
The people make up situations in their own head. Oh, this motherfucker ain't call me back. Oh, he probably think I'm a
child.
bitch ass nigga. Meanwhile, you going through your own shit.
They have
you
no
like,
idea
damn.
what's going on in real life. I tell people all the time, ask questions.
Yeah.
Ask questions, because we,
So I
especially
should have
women.
blocked that girl.
You're so stupid. Especially women. Women do it a lot, though. We tend to jump out the window with a thought or something that we think. Like, you don't know what's going on in the old boy's on his side. He could be dealing with whatever. And granted, some guys are just fuckboys and they really just ghosted you, right? But then also some people might be going through something. Ask a question. They'll tell you. They might tell you, like, well, this is happening. This is going on. Don't jump out the window and assume whatever it is that you want to assume. But
most of the time, it is all psychological.
It's here.
People love communication until it's time to communicate.
Oh,
For
absolutely.
sure. That's true.
It sounds cool. Communication, it sounds cool
Because
for
communication
people.
is not easy. It's hard, especially if you have not grown up being an expressive person and when in a household that you were allowed to communicate.
Exactly. It's also
You know what I'm saying?
being
That's
accepted.
tough. Exactly.
Childhood traumas.
Yeah, and now you
You
got
know,
to
a
come
lot-
as an adult and try to.
It seeps in. A lot of Caribbean people too. I don't know if you guys heard this when growing up, but children should be seen and
Seen
not
and
not
not heard.
heard.
Absolutely.
That is a psychological
Absolutely.
shit that
Seen and
fucks
not-
with me still
To this day. To this day, bro.
For real.
I was very much a child who I knew everybody's business.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, right? I knew everybody's business because I was quiet. They would forget I was in the room. And I would know all the tea, all the stuff about all the
like, yeah,
adults
auntie
that I
cheating
was
on
not
me.
supposed to
Right now.
I knew everything that I was not supposed to know because I was quiet. And to this day, honestly, I feel like people talk to me because I'm quiet. They know I'm not going to tell their business.
Yeah.
And so I think that's also another part of it too, because it's just like you have this, the seen and not heard situation. And it's also like, what is it? I think my mother said it to me before. See and don't see. That kind of thing. So like, you saw, but you didn't see it.
I ain't see that.
Yeah, exactly. So
My name
that
is Lee and I can't see.
there you go.
But you also got to be careful with that. And I've experienced it over the past 2 years. Being a fly on the wall, being somebody who people can always come and talk to, you really start to, as you get older and as you start experiencing life more and things start happening more in your life, when you start packing on so much other people's issues and problems and things like that, it literally starts to weigh you down. You literally start to deep. Oh my gosh! You just feel all of the. You feel your pressure.
That means
you
you're
feel
an
their-
empath when you feel everyone's. when
Bro,
you feel
yeah, I am.
those feelings.
You
Yeah.
feel me? It's like, damn. So like when I see somebody going through it and I care about them, it's like, fuck. How can I help you out the situation? But now if I can't help you out the situation, I feel bad. And then now I'm taking on your problems. I'm taking in all your issues. And then now sometimes you ever been in a good mood and somebody tells you some shit that's depressing. Now you're just depressed.
Messed up the whole
You feel
day.
me? So I've had people. I've been trying to fight through my battles, and somebody tells me something that they're going through, and it just sinks you right back down. Every time you feel like you're getting back up, and you listening to somebody, yo, what's going on? How's everything? Well, shit. Ah, damn. Then you go right back down.
I did that for a small amount of time, bro, and I quickly realized when you do that, when you like really take on that stress of somebody else's situation, yo, sometimes that person don't even care as much as you.
They really
don't.
don't.
They
They really
don't.
don't. So now who
don't.
mad?
Yo,
You
let me
sit here
explain
mad for no
something to y'all.
reason. They outside living their best life.
Yeah, you're like, you about to, you know?
You okay? Because I'm not.
I have tackled on. I tell people about all the street shit that I've gotten into in my life. 97% of the street drama that I've got into in my life has not even stemmed from me.
believe
It's
that.
me being the motherfucking. Oh, it's on. It's on. Oh, they started with you. It's on site.
Yeah.
They do that. I'm with you.
Sometimes you gotta mind your business.
And you ever go to ride with some? There's times I've gone to ride for somebody and they're not even in the car.
That's a fact. And make that make sense.
Bro,
Make
bro,
that
you don't understand. Like I actually, like me and somebody actually, I had a conversation. It's two people. I have to have one conversation with this other person. A situation happened and it could have went very, very bad. And the situation had nothing to do with me. It was over a female.
Oh,
my
no.
man's and his girl. And it had nothing to do with me. This happened in 2012. To this day, when the dude who was supposed to happen to, when he sees me, it's kind of like a turn his head. Like he don't want. I'm like, and I gotta go talk to him and tell him like, yo, bro,
Yeah.
we're grown now. I'm
We
older
good.
now. That situation had nothing to do with me, and I apologize if it even made you feel away because of what it got real sticky. You feel me?
Yeah.
Another situation almost happened in a fucking Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot. You feel me?
Wild
Over a
Wings.
situation that had nothing to do with me, and yet again, another one of my mans who I'm not even cool with, and his fucking girl.
Yeah.
And what do? Mr. Jump out the window.
Yeah.
And something super duper bad could have happened,
Yeah.
taking on somebody else's problems
What?
who didn't even come outside.
Yeah.
See that?
Hell yeah. Life-changing fucking events, too.
Bro, life-changing events, bro. And that's why it bothers me so much. That's why I'm speaking with so much energy with it, because they were life-altering things that were gonna happen in this situation for somebody who didn't even walk outside.
Yep.
This is your problem, but I took it on.
Yeah.
So that's why now,
Yeah, yo.
bro, whatever you on, what you
Yeah.
on? You not on it?
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
If it's on site,
You gotta
I'm
let
with
him. You lead the way.
I gotta let you walk. I'm not
Yeah.
leading shit.
Yeah, you lead
You
the
can't
way.
fight
Go
other
ahead.
This is not
battles.
Sparta.
Yeah.
I am not
at this
Leonidas.
point in time, nah.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I
not.
have a question for you guys though.
Talk to us.
How
This
are
is
you
first.
guys feeling towards the state of fashion right now?
Whoa! Hold
First of
on.
all,
You gotta relax.
Kenzo, because that was my question for you.
okay.
Don't be all in my bag of
That's
questions.
what
So
I'm
look,
saying.
Don't be in my.
I'll say what I got to say about it, and then you guys will say what you got about it.
Absolutely. Good.
All right. I'm trying to be politically correct.
Don't be shit. This is the dress code podcast. We don't do political.
I'll go first. Me, I feel like this is big. This is a big question.
Because it's rough out there
One,
right now.
there's a lack of originality. I feel like in the fashion world, I do feel like there's a lot of people doing a lot of dope stuff. I feel like there's a lot.
Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
When you say a lot of people, are you speaking from the designers or from the influencers, from the people who's wearing the clothing?
I'm gonna speak from a designer.
Okay, so go ahead,
perspective, 'cause
continue.
That's what I am. Yeah, I just feel like it's more of a wow effect, more opposed to like damn, that's actually dope. It's like a motherfucker will come out, you know, on a runway with a chair on his head or something like that, and everyone's talking about this shit. But truly, honestly, and truly, I feel like that should be ignored. You know what I'm saying? Not
Bare
ignored,
foolishness.
but it shouldn't be the focal of fashion. Like, I feel like a lot of people, when they think of fashion, they think of the chair on the head more than the, oh no, this is a
actual
well-dressed
piece.
person.
Yeah.
This is an actually well thought out piece. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people do the chair on the head effect and just do it for wow and to shake the room or whatever like that. But I'll be the person that does the wow effect with actually dope fashion though. That's the lane I want to be in though. I don't want to be remembered for a chair on the head. I want to do the, oh damn, that was the hottest 1-piece, 2-piece, 3-piece I ever fucking saw. Hottest jacket I've saw in a very long time. Very well thought out piece. You know what I'm saying? Two, I feel like another point is I'm gonna just say this. I feel like there's people out there that like take the what I say, really and truly it's just like copying. They're biting, stealing flow, whatever, stealing sauce. I feel like it could be slowed down a little bit. Like I feel like a lot of people just steal shit, and whether it's like you give her credibility or not, like that, I just feel like if you're gonna do that, just give credit to that person. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a lot of people steal shit from me, and I don't really put it out. I put it out one time, and I like really like went negative for me.
Wow.
It went negative in a point where like I addressed the situation, and I was supposed to be on this show, and they kind of like took it as like, cause you know in the hood, like yo,
Yeah, I'm
bro,
calling
I'm
you
gonna
out.
come like straight up tag and all. I don't do that like tag all that stuff like that. And they saw that and they didn't really like that. So that's a lesson to anybody, yo. Just DM and curse them out. Don't
do it
if
on
you about
the
to be
low.
on TV, don't do that. But I had to learn from it, but then again, I had to realize, like, damn, this is the industry. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to really bite your tongue for... They want you to bite your tongue for certain
They
things. I'll be this
want you.
politically correct person all the time, but it's like, I'm really passionate about this shit. Like,
Absolutely.
I really sit down and think about this shit. Like, oh, this one is going to... When they put this shit on, it's going to kill them. And then to have somebody steal it is like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a slap in the face.
That's
It's like,
your art, though. Why shouldn't you be
Exactly.
upset about that? Why shouldn't you be able to
Exactly.
be passionate about somebody stealing from you?
Exactly.
You see that a lot. I see that a lot now with Fashion Nova and a lot of these boutique websites. You see I've seen a lot of females who have, different clothing brands and clothing and shoe wear. They've been coming at them for saying like, yo, you guys have blatantly stole my design and just maybe like tweaked.
Yeah.
I won't even say changed. You just may have tweaked the curve a little bit, or you may have straightened this out a little bit more. But this is my design.
Absolutely.
And you guys have taken it, and I don't, how
they make
frustrating.
millions and billions off of it.
Absolutely.
And they can do that.
And you already know the price points are clearly different.
Yeah, they can do that.
The
'Cause
price
they
points
have-
are clearly different. So it's like, if you're the consumer, it's like, well, that's just a little bit more cheaper. I
Yeah.
might just.
But you can't get mad at the consumer. You have to be mad at the
Yeah.
people who run the business, right? Because even if you're gonna have a boutique and it's wholesale, even if you want to sell things, now we know everyone does a dupe of a designer item, right? You give the girls a look for less, but there are some things, especially when it comes to like smaller businesses, you know for sure that obviously it's a knocked off version. I think it's your job and your responsibility to do the research and look at what it is that you're selling. Do not just come across it on whatever wholesale site that you're on and say, oh, this is cute, let me sell it on a boutique. Because one, even if you're really about this life, you're going to be doing your research regardless. So you're going to come across it on a wholesale boutique and be like, oh, I know exactly what brand this is from. And now it's your choice to decide whether or not you want to sell that on your boutique, on your website. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I personally wouldn't, especially if I know like it's a Jennifer Lay or something like that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Like I feel like, especially for smaller brands who are not like a Prada or a Gucci. Now, I feel like sometimes depending on the situation, for like a dupe of a Prada or a Gucci, because some of the girls want the look for less again, and we get it. Everybody can't afford it, or they just may not want to spend their money on that. I think it's okay, but I feel like it has to be done a certain way, and I feel like people are just blatantly it's kind of ridiculous at this
bigger
point.
brands too, because they have the money and the backing, they can do that. Especially if the garment is like cheap to make, or they're gonna be all over it. That's why for me, I try to go the extra mile. I'm gonna buy that $100 fabric because I know at least if they copy me, it's gonna hurt them a little bit.
It's going to hit you where it hurt, right in them pockets.
Yeah.
Right
like
in them
it'll
pockets.
be out of Fashion Nova's range and stuff like that. But it's definitely unfortunate side of fashion. You know what I'm saying?
That's a very unfortunate, because if you're somebody who's who does the due diligence about their brand, and like you're very hands-on with your material that you're choosing, you're hands-on with the color, you know the difference between blue and cerulean.
Okay, navy, cerulean.
You feel me? You know the
Aqua,
difference in your
like-
blues. You feel me? This isn't pink. This is mauve. This
Get
is-
into it. It's
this is
fuchsia. It's magenta.
Salmon. Salmon. You feel me? Salmon. You feel me? This is I know the difference in what I'm doing, and you just have somebody who just comes in,
Yeah.
steals it, and not necessarily wipe you off the map, but just steals it. I know that will burn a hole in my chest.
Makes you kind of not even want to
You feel
deal
me?
with
That
it. Yeah.
that will kind of discourage me. I'm not even gonna lie, it will low key discourage me, because I have had plenty of ideas that I did not act on. You feel me? Which is problems of myself. But I had the idea in my head all this time, and I see somebody do it, and I'm like, God damn, I dropped the ball. You feel me? And I didn't even put it
gotta
into
act on it.
production.
Yeah.
So I could only imagine, and I'd be pissed about it. I mean, pissed.
Yeah,
So I can only imagine if I put something into production and somebody
Spent
just
time and money.
swipes the rug from underneath of my feet, that will really hurt my spirit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you got to be able. You have to develop, because you have to develop a thicker skin
Oh, absolutely.
when you're getting into this game, especially the fashion game. You feel me? Because you have brands like you'll have Balenciaga make this, so you have Louis Vuitton who make this, and then you have Steve Madden just come through and just say fuck all
Steve
that.
Madden, Jeffrey Campbell,
Je-
baby.
They just gonna come through and just be like, well, we want to do this.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the exact thing, and then Aldo's gonna come and be like, we're gonna do the exact under
Can
that.
I say something? So when I was working at Chloe, I could say that because I don't work there no more, child. When I was working for Chloe, a well-known shoe designer came into the store. He was my client. And he said, I want this, 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 and this. I saw his name and I realized who he was. And I was like, are you such and such from such and such? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm familiar with the brand. So now he's on the phone with people in the office. And he's like, yeah, I'm here in Chloe. And he was like sending them pictures and videos and stuff of the shoes that he basically wanted to deconstruct, figure out how he made them, and then turn around and make it for his brand. And so I'm just waiting for the new season to come out to see what he did, because
They do like that.
Guys, we have
and he
fashion
spent
tea.
like a good $4,000 with me, just racking up on all this Chloe stuff.
Getting a bunch of shit to steal.
Absolutely.
Just to deconstruct it.
Just to deconstruct
My boy gonna
it,
get a
'cause they-
scalp in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to see what the foundation
gonna
is
get the
like. They want
pattern
to
from
see,
it. And once
the
they got that, they
pattern,
could
the
recreate it.
leather. They want to know they want to know everything so they can make it as close to it as possible, but also
Affordable?
not get in trouble.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you
There's
gotta
something else
do.
too I want to say too while I got the platform of this beautiful
Please do.
podcast.
Talk your talk.
Yeah, I just feel like us African people, once again, I feel like we control the tempo for this shit. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? We control
That's
this.
a running theme on this podcast.
This thing could go any way that we want it to go. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I feel like we got the numbers, we got the money. We spend it with everybody else except for ourselves.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? We spending $2 billion over at McDonald's. We spending $10 billion over here in China. We spending this and that. We need to get organized and really start shifting the culture on everything, not just fashion, everything.
Absolutely.
Because we got no friends in this. You know what I'm saying? It is just us. We got no love. We got no allies. We got no nothing. And nobody's going to respect us until we start respecting each other and we start working together. There's enough to go around. You know what I'm saying? There's a slave mentality to think there's not enough to go around. You know.
So are you doing your due diligence as
Absolutely.
a designer to take that information, the information that you have, to say, hey, Ashley, I know you want to start your own clothing brand.
Yeah.
XYZ will do.
That's why I'm on the dress code, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here to say. You can ask anybody who's asked me about
Because I've come to you. Remember, we sat in the studio.
and I'll shoot it straight up. Oh yeah, if you want to do this, this, and this is how it is. Because I understand that there's enough to go around. I have an abundance mindset. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a slave mentality to think that only one can get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, only one man going to mass a house tonight. You know, the only one gonna get a piece of cake, or is the only one chicken enough to? You know what I'm saying? But
I'm gonna be the one.
Yeah, and I gotta be the one. Yeah, so there's enough. I just want to say that there's more than enough on the table to go around, especially if we put our mind and our heads and our hearts together to really accomplish any goals. We gotta have goals, though. That's number one. We gotta have goals and write this down and understand that this is gonna take time, but this is gonna be worth everything and more, because we could have everything and more if we just get together. That's the only thing that we're lacking. We have the numbers, we got the power, we got the culture. If
We
not,
just don't have each other's back.
that's it. And if not, other people are just gonna come and steal it because we own nothing.
Do they not?
Yeah.
But
hasn't
why
already
do you
been done?
think, it's always that conversation of like the Jewish community and why they own so much that they own, and why? Because they stick together
They stick
and they
together.
keep everything in their community.
That's the only thing. They ain't smarter
Yeah.
than us. They're not better. They're not faster. They're not thing. They're just people who said, we're gonna
Yo,
get
I'm
together.
sorry,
I'm
but
rocking
you
with
were
you.
saying that, and all I could think about is that Little Caesars. More money, more. My clothes better.
My
Yeah,
clothes,
oh yeah.
my clothes better than you. I smell better than you. I
Yeah.
taste better than you. Bah, 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 bah.
Yeah.
Hide the money, y'all broke people around.
So hold on. What are your two fashion?
Child.
Oh boy, give us two. Just give us two.
So definitely what you were saying, because I mentioned it before about like the lack of originality. It's really my main thing is people putting on anything and everything just to be called different, right? When in fact you're not. You're not. I think all of the people who once were different all now look the same anyway, because everyone is really trying so hard to be, like you said, for that wow factor, right? But then my issue with it is that I know that that's not your aesthetic. I know that that's not who you really are as a person. So it bothers me because it's like, once again, back to the front end. And it's just, I hate when people are not real with themselves. And I could just feel it. And I'm just like, this look doesn't make sense to me because it doesn't even make sense to you. It literally doesn't even make sense to you. And I'm just tired of people doing the absolute most. It's like we were saying it on another episode, like, who can be the tackiest at this point? Like, what?
I like that.
How
I
can
would
we
say that, yeah.
out-tack each
Who can
other?
That's what I said. That's all it is. Who can out-tack
It's
each other?
ridiculous. And the same way that you love fashion, that you're like passionate and you have done your research, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, went to school for it, got my bachelor's in fashion merchandising, lived in the freaking library just reading books, watching documentaries, reading magazines, reading articles. Like, I care about this shit for real. So when I see people do foolishness, it really upsets me. And people who don't understand it will be like, well, why do you care so much? It's not that serious. It's just clothes.
It burns.
Because it's disrespectful, actually. It really is disrespectful.
Like disrespecting an art.
They came at me on Twitter. Somebody tried to come at me on Twitter like, oh, y'all care too much about something that we said before, that we said on a previous episode about, oh, y'all care too much about what other people are doing or what other people got on or what other people are wearing. I'm sorry. Worry about what you care about. Worry about what's in your lane. If you want to wear Nike sneakers with Adidas track pants, sweetheart, that is your lane. I'm not asking you to give a fuck about what I give a fuck about. I'm just voicing my opinion on what I'm passionate about. If you feel like clothes isn't that important to you, that's absolutely fine. It's just an article of clothing. If it's just article of clothing, that's perfectly fine for you.
Too? I'm going to jump in real quick and say it. They've never been in a room, or they probably never been in a room where everyone was well dressed. Because once you do that, you'll understand it.
Nobody's ever came up to them and said, I like what you have on. You don't know what that feeling is.
They don't get compliments.
You don't get that compliment. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm looking at you. And you know who I'm talking to. And when I drop this clip on Twitter, you know exactly what I'm saying. I'm sorry you don't break necks. I'm sorry when you walk into the room, nobody looks at you. I'm sorry when you walk into a room, nobody just gets that wow factor. Like, where did you get that from? No, we look at what you have on, and I know exactly where you got it from.
Tacky content.
I know exactly what site you bought it from. I know exactly what boutique you got it from, my boy.
Oh my gosh.
I know where you shop, homeboy.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna leave it on that
You
note.
gotta put that shit on.
We just gonna leave it on that
You know,
note.
like, because I don't want to, I'm not a snobby person.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just someone who really cares. And so
Yeah.
what I think about, because there's also your fashion snobs and your people who think that because they're in a designer brand head to toe
Oh,
that they're
those are
better
the
than you.
worst. Yeah.
But you're also tacky as fuck.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
in my opinion.
Designer is
Like,
not fat. It's
but-
just having it on.
What?
Is
That
So-
kills me so much.
Yeah, because the thing, okay, so this would be my next thing is that people confusing fashion and style. So
Yeah.
let's just clear it up right now, right? For those who don't understand, fashion and style are two different things. Fashion is what you are told to wear, is what you're being sold, is what's come down the runway, it's what's in your H&M, your Zara, every single store. That's what fashion is, right? That's what they're telling you, what's in trend, what's on, what's on trend, what's in style at the moment. Now, your style is what you do with that, how you put that shit on, and how you interpret those trends for your own personal style. How are you going to put together this outfit? How you want to play with colors, textures, proportions, all of that stuff. Like, how you put it together is your style. No one can teach you that.
No.
That's something that I feel like is innate. That's who you are as a person, right? I'm not saying that you can't be inspired. I'm not saying that you can't take bits and pieces. But once again, even you taking those bits and pieces, you're going to turn it into something that feels like you. And so people need to understand that just because you are fashionable, and this is subjective because people think, like, once again, they have on brand names, they think that they're fashionable. So it's just like, once again, you may be fashionable to some people, but you're not stylish.
Yeah.
And, like, style-
1000% agree. I see
Style is just
everybody
different.
Gucci down from head to toe, and I'm like, yeah, it's Gucci, but it's
You
still
look like
whack.
a mannequin.
It's
Yeah,
corny.
it's still whack, though.
It's corny. You look a mess.
Yeah,
you
it's
look
still
a mess.
trash. You spend
A me-
how much, but you still look cheap as hell.
Yeah,
But that's the
mannequin.
thing. And then also it's just like, there are certain celebrities who I see in high fashion garments and they still don't look high fashion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it really is in you and not on
Oh
you.
yeah. Who you think is one of the hottest celebrity best dressed?
Tiana Taylor.
Who?
Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
Tiana Taylor.
Absolutely.
Don't
I
ever
will
disrespect
agree.
it. Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, she do.
She's the pinnacle. That is it.
She-
There's
Yeah,
nobody else.
exactly.
This conversation's over.
He said the
What more are we
end.
talking about?
The
How about you?
end.
What do you think?
Ooh, that's rough for me because I like a lot of people. I like a lot of people, but I will say I am actually a really big fan of Marnie,
Marnie.
the stylist.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Marnie?
Marnie, the stylist. Beyonce stylist. She styled Beyonce.
Yeah. The
So,
one.
yeah.
She was on the show. The Hype too. A judge or something like that.
Yeah, she was on the hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does her thing. Yeah.
Yeah, she was pretty good. So, for everyone who doesn't know anything about Cide, exactly what do you want them to know? Like, and what do you have planned for the future?
Definitely fashion show this year.
Yes!
September. Yes. Bruhman came to the first.
I saw that, and I
Official-
saw when you got
yeah.
engaged. Congratulations.
Yeah. That was amazing. Shout out to my wife.
But man, we'll be walking in it.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Speaking into fruition.
That was definitely. That was an experience. If you missed that one, man, I feel
That
bad.
was such a.
The
That room
energy-
was so
the
full of
energy.
love.
The
Yeah.
energy, man.
Oh
tell
my
people,
gosh.
Like, if you missed that show, like, you really, like, the energy in it was literally, like, electrical. Like, it was
It seemed really good.
electrical. Definitely working on a collection. So I used to drop things like every other day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I literally just picked up this fashion book one time and they say like designers don't drop pieces, they drop collections, and it like just stuck with me. So fuck it, I'll drop a collection.
So his collection.
But
shit.
I'm working on new stuff. It's super fire. I look at it sometimes like, damn, you really a fucking mind freak, crazy nigga. Like this shit is hot. Not just saying that because it's me. Like it's really some dope pieces. I just want to use that as my language and my outlet to the fashion industry, and break down some of the gates that make it really hard to get that foot in that door to those bigger industries. So, which you shouldn't even be caring about them or anything like that. But definitely looking for the recognition and to just see what the feedback is. I know it's gonna be good, but I still want to hear it. Yeah, that I'm just gonna keep grinding it out. New pieces. I'm gonna have everyday wear as well too. I love doing the everyday wear because it's just you see that's where you see the most people rocking your stuff. When you come out with the
Absolutely.
pants or the t-shirt or the hat, whatever like that. Always gonna do that. And then I'm working on a comfy wear for the women's as well too. The men's I'm gonna get there too, but women's, I just caught some fabric and I was like, this is it. Like the women are gonna eat this up, and I'm just gonna work on that real super comfy wear, and yeah, and just keep creating. I'm literally in love with creating. I'll probably be traveling the world, talking to manufacturers, grabbing up some of their fabrics in Bangladesh or Pakistan or freaking California. I love California's fabric, but shout out to California. Besides New York fashion district, California really has a good selection. Yeah, and I'm just gonna keep creating, and you know what I'm saying. I'll be back on this show again too, probably at another level, and let you
Sure
guys know
will.
that.
You always welcome.
You guys are gonna be at another level as well.
The
You guys
door's
are gonna be-
always open. I actually
Absolutely.
thought of some concept that I thought of in my mind. We're gonna talk about off camera.
Yeah,
You feel
they
me?
Gonna steal that.
They gonna steal that. You feel me? But Kenzo, it's a pleasure having you up on the show,
man,
bro.
it's
I
beautiful.
appreciate
Yeah,
you so
it
much
was
for
really
coming
good
up
to have
last
you.
minute as well.
Absolutely.
Like
Super last minute.
Super last minute. You made
but
it
you
happen.
came in clutch.
You feel me? You
Stop,
came in
baby.
super clutch. You feel me? Y'all, it's been another episode of the Dress Code Podcast.
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
Where can they find you?
oh yeah, boom.
Drop all the
where's
socials.
Where's that thing? Are they gonna zoom in on the cameo? And shit like that? I can,
There you go.
There you go.
This
That's
way,
side.
that's way.
Mhm.
They know where to
And
find
then
you.
drop all your
I know where to
Instagram
find
handles. Where can they find you on social media?
You can follow the brand at Cide.usa. That's CIDE.USA. And my personal is Kenzo. That's KENZ .o_. Definitely stay tuned. One of the, like the business cards say, is the future of fashion, and that's the lane we want to pave. You know what I'm saying? I just want to also say as well too, like the impact the fashion has had, not only on other designers and creatives and stuff like that, but fabric stores as well too. Like like the fabrics I pick or the garments that I make, the fabric usually ends up in the fabric store. Like the fabric owner really goes deep. Once I make something with it, they definitely love to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out
That's
to
dope.
Fabric House in the city. It always shows love. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be an impactful brand for sure. I think if anyone who's forward-seeing, if they are forward-seeing, then you're gonna see that this is gonna be one of the greatest brands ever in the world.
Oh, I love that for you.
Talk that talk.
I love that for you.
Y'all,
To wrap it up.
it's your boy. Wrap it up then. It's your boy, Bruhman, from the 5th floor, alongside.
Ashley from the Stylish Local.
And we are out.
Peace.